podcast. Yes. We're here with Katie Kaupp.
That was probably the best intro I've ever had in my life.
Thank you. I've been working on that one. I've been working on that one for a while now.
We're actually getting better at our intros.
I know, yeah, like honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With each one, it just progressively gets louder and more aggressive.
That means you're comfortable. That's very good for interviewers. That means you're in your like your niche, the pocket. As musicians, you should know it.
I know, yeah. Like
even still,
I just know verbs and phrases that musicians use, and I'm like, yeah, the pocket.
The
pocket.
Yeah, when they're getting in it. Yeah, right there, dude. Yes.
I don't know if I was ever in the pocket as long as I ever
in your
played
whole
drums.
Life?
Because like
I don't think he's ever felt the pocket before.
Because like you have to deal with like monitors and be able to hear all the instruments, and I play it a lot by ear, so not being able to hear someone just absolutely screws me up. So like it's hard being a drummer.
A lot of janky shows that you'll play that they don't have a drum monitor.
But they tell you, they're like, yeah, the monitor's good, yeah. And
monitor's good, you can't hear
and
nothing.
Then they'll do a sound check and it's perfect. I'm like, yes, yes, that's right. And then as soon as we get on stage and play, it's like, goes out. And I'm like, what? In the middle of our first song or something.
Right when
it always happens.
And then a drumstick breaks and your cymbal stands just fall over and you're like, what?
That's the story of my life as a drummer and a human being.
This life. I played tuba in middle school. That's as much. And I cried through every single test because I didn't want to actually do it.
There's a guy who plays tuba under a bridge in Nashville all the time.
What?
Yes.
Is he on Broadway?
I don't think so.
I feel like he's near Broadway.
I've heard of this.
Yeah, I have a video on my Instagram of this guy, and like that was from like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Seth posted a video.
Yeah, that's where I saw it.
It was just recently, and he was under the same bridge. He has like this tambourine thing on his shoe, so when he taps it, it makes like a.
Yeah.
If you would have just continued your tuba career, look at where you could be right
now. And he
is
awesome though. He's awesome.
I literally, the only reason I was in band is because all the cool kids were in band. I wanted to be a drummer. And I have no rhythm, which I now know, but I was in 6th grade when I started. I lived in Miami, and I was like, this is it. I'm going to be a drummer. I'm going to be in band, all the cool kids, which is ironic because, like, no one thinks cool kids are in band, but I think cool kids are in band. That's how I knew I was going to be in the music industry. And I was like, I want to be like in band, and my instructor was like, yeah, no, you're not playing percussion. Like, you have no rhythm. And he's like, here, you're the only person that can lift a tuba, so here you go.
The tuba.
But I played the sousaphone.
Into it.
I played the sousaphone on the Marlins, what do you call it, halftime show thing and everything, and I was bad. But I would cry through every test because I never practiced because they were so heavy. I would have to lug it to school and lug it back, and worst instrument ever.
Yeah.
Horrible.
They're like, here, you're playing the tuba, and you're on the wrestling team.
Literally. You can
tuba
lift.
Is like a child.
Tuba lift, bro. I lift tubas. That's it.
Dude, nice. There you go. Well, like, so you do a lot of interviews. I've seen some of them on YouTube.
Oh gosh, they're all old.
Dude.
Everything you've seen.
How did you get into doing that? How'd you go from tuba to that?
Okay, so I originally... How'd you go from tuba to...
I know, yeah. I mean, it seems like a jump. I don't know.
It is.
I just feel like you're sitting there playing the tuba, and then all of a sudden you go and interview someone just
or I'm doing like the bum 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 bum, like the music to go into it. And then I'm like between every single interview, like I'll just be doing my tuba stuff. Yeah, I don't know why I'm holding it like this. It's not how you hold the tuba. You hold it like this, but
you're over here just tubaing the crap out of it.
It's like a guitar.
I started in high school. I mean, that was in middle school. I was in 6th grade when I found out what music was, basically. I've been through a lot of crap throughout my life. Music's always been there and always been the one constant. I always say it's the one thing that stayed the same through everything else that changes. And I was in high school. I was a certified band assistant. My school had like a signature program that you would go through. West Broad High School, what up? My favorite place ever. Like, such a great environment and community. And I went through veterinary practice for 4 years, and my mom was one of those moms, like everybody's mom, and it's like, you need to have a logical job. You need, I mean, I was that 10-year-old that was like, I want to be an actress, and my mom was like, no. And I was like, I want to move to California, and she was like, no, that's not happening. So she told me basically, I mean, they set you up in high school to pick something that you're going to be very passionate about, and luckily my school had a technical program for vet assisting, and I was I still am obsessed with animals.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, default. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
I'd always loved Ryan Seacrest. I watched American Idol from like the very beginning, the OG.
That's that's like my mom and dad to the T. Like they're still watching.
Oh, so I'm your mom and dad. Great. I feel so old. To the T.
To the T.
To the T.
Maybe not so much Ryan Seacrest part, but they love like the
American
judges
Idol.
and all that. You know.
Yeah, Ryan Seacrest was just somebody I like identified with him because he's somebody that is so close to the music. Not talented in singing, not talented in dancing, not talented in playing anything. He knows how to talk.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I can talk. Wait, hold up. We might have something here.
Yeah.
So I was like 15, and when I was in school, I had interned at a couple radio stations down in Miami,
Cool.
just basically trying to
God,
be
that
a part.
sounds so awesome. Like there's nothing like that in my high school.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And the reason I only got like the internships was because I would always show up. So like I started as a fangirl. That's literally what I started off with. I had a Justin Bieber fan account. Like every normal teenage girl. And I started Twitter then. That's how I started social media. I was 13 years old. It's been 10 years now. I'm 23.
Yeah.
So it was this amazing thing that I found that there's this place where I could talk to people who aren't immediately here, and I could say whatever I want and be whoever I want, which was an incredible thing for me. And not that I didn't have a great community around me, but it was just cool to not have to be this person, cookie cutter person that they want me to be. So I just started going to radio stations, basically meeting people, and I would meet people so I could post about people or post about performances. And then one of the radio DJs at one of the radio stations was like, I mean, honestly, you're here enough. Why don't you just work here? And I was like, are you offering? Because I am accepting if you are offering. And he's like, well, let me check with my PD and everything. Let me make sure. And I was like, okay. And then they checked, and he's like, yeah, we would love to offer you an internship.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I worked at the one station for 3 years, and then I switched over to a country station for 2 years. And it was probably the best 5 years of my life. It was pretty great. Great. Let's just make a blooper reel of everything I say wrong.
We'll put a huge one together.
As an interviewer, obviously. And I was 15, and I went from interning, and I was like, okay, how do I become more professional? Because I didn't want to be seen as fangirl. Because I was JB Got Much Swag with 2 G's on Twitter.
That was your Twitter?
I had 45,000 followers on it by the time I was 15. So it took me 2 years.
It's probably that double G that did it.
It was the double G. The double G, man. And I realized, hey, you know what? Not all artists like the fact that you're a Justin Bieber fan.
Yeah.
So let me change this to make it something that people can accept more and rebrand it, basically. Both my parents were in network marketing, so I know marketing. I grew up around marketing and networking, whatever. And I changed it to Female Seacrest. I love Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah, it's a cool different
female,
name.
so whatever.
Boom.
I had kids that, because I was meeting all these like really famous people and like Snoop Dogg and like Rick Ross and like you're in Miami, so there's not a lot of country stuff going on. But then when I got into the country market, it started with that, and they were like, "What are you, the next female Ryan Seacrest?" And I was like, actually, I would love to be. So I'm gonna take Ryan out so I can't get sued, because if you use someone's full name, you can get sued. So we did Female Seacrest, and Seacrest is also a place in Florida. So if they ever come to me, I'm like, hey, I just love Seacrest, Florida, and I'm female. Representing the Floridians. So I just started that when I was 15, and then when I was 18, my mom asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I told her I wanted a web domain, and she was like, what? And I like had a business plan. I had her sit down with a PowerPoint presentation.
How old were you at this point?
18.
18.
I had just taken a stats class, so I was prepared. Like, this is right after I'd gotten into a bad car accident. So all throughout high school, I was supposed to be a veterinarian. That's what you're told you're doing. I literally busted my butt, was in like 6 AP courses in my last 2 years, and went through college enrollment, all this stuff, like overachiever to the max. 13 clubs, president of like 7 of them. Like, did everything. Overachiever, way overachiever. And then when I got in a car accident in January of my senior year, right before I graduated, I basically was told I was not going to be able to use my arm ever again.
Oh my god.
So I went from being very active to not being able to do a lot of things and for someone who's very independent, that was a big thing for me that was a barrier. Took me 5 months, but I finally got my arm back. So basically, I flipped my car into a canal, and I have a metal plate and 20 screws in my arm, and my left lung was punctured because my shoulder shattered.
Yeah.
And the bone fragments,
Yeah, your lungs were
punctured my left lung, and I broke 3 ribs in my left wrist. And luckily, I'm alive.
Yeah,
I'm sitting
exactly.
here.
You're lucky to be alive.
So after that, I was like, okay, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And I got accepted to like Auburn University, University of Florida, like all of my dream schools.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it didn't matter anymore because I couldn't restrain animals. You can't pick them up. Like in order to be a veterinarian, you have to go through being a vet tech.
Yeah.
And you have to do all like the grunge work basically.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. And I couldn't do any of it. And I'd already been working for so many years doing that. And so that was really hard for me to do. Like, okay, you don't know what you're doing with your life anymore.
Yeah.
And then my mom was gracious enough that she was like, go to school at least, like get a degree in something. Like both my parents before they were network marketers were teachers.
Yeah.
So they're like,
cool.
You need education.
Yeah.
Both my brothers had already graduated college, or one of them was in it and one had just graduated, and they're like, yeah, college.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, while I don't know what to do, I'm gonna go to college, I guess.
Yeah.
So I went for a year, went to FIU in Miami, lived on campus, hated it. And when I say hate is a strong word, but I feel it very much.
Yeah.
Like, I did not want to go to college.
Yeah.
Like, that was my thing. I wanted to stay home, and I wanted to figure out my life, basically. But my mom was like, you need to have the college experience.
Yeah.
So she made me live on campus.
Oh, man.
It was only 30 minutes from my house. I could have commuted.
Yeah.
Wow.
She never had the college experience, so she wanted me to have it.
Yeah.
She didn't want me to think, oh, I missed out on anything, which I get and understand. I went for a year, lowest year of my life. Everybody was like smoking weed, partying, drinking.
Yeah.
That's the college experience.
Little sheltered white girls like, I don't want to do any of this.
What is this?
I just want to go to concerts.
Yeah.
So I would like take the car that I had and go up to Orlando, which is like 4.5 hours away, see concerts.
Dang.
I would study all night and stuff like that. I flunked out of like 4 classes my freshman year. And I went from straight A's and never getting anything below an A to flunking, which for an overachiever is a huge thing that's like hard to deal with. So I had a lot of low points my freshman year, and I wasn't very open about it. And I basically told my mom the second year going in, I was like, I'm not staying at school. Like, please do not make me go back. Like, I used to beg her to come pick me up. I was like, please, like, I hate it here. Like, I am failing, and I believe your social environment affects your work and like you're working, because my social environment in high school was great. Then I went to college and I hated it. And all of a sudden I was like failing. So obviously very hard for an overachiever, failing, not a good mental state, environmental state, or anything. I stayed home the second year. I would commute. Second day of my second year, my dad passed away. I wasn't super close to my dad. It was this relationship that for the last 10 years of my life that had been in and out, basically. And he had just suddenly passed away from a heart attack. And that was a moment that I was like, okay, that's someone major that was in my life, that was close to me, that passed away. Am I going to live my life the way everybody else wants me to live it, or am I going to take control of what I want to do? Because I've been thinking about this and been doing it on the side. Am I going to actually do it? Because let's see, God's already told me the one time I was across from a church when I got my first car accident. And then my dad passes away a year and a half later. And I'm like, okay, this is the second sign of like, you need to do what you want to do.
Man.
So I literally looked at my mom. Next day we were sitting at Flanagan's, which is a restaurant in Florida, and like, shout out, my favorite restaurant, I love Flanagan's. And I remember sitting across from my mom and just telling her, I was like, you need to let me drop out of college. Like, I'm not saying completely, just for this semester, and let me figure out what I want to do, or you're going to be planning a funeral in the next 6 months again. And she looked at me and she was like, you're being dramatic. And I'm like, I'm telling you straight up that I am not happy, and I need you to like listen to me. And being the badass she is, she was like, I'm cool with it. That's fine. Let's figure it out. And then I only did half a semester off, and I was like, okay, I need to go back to school just so I had something.
That overachiever feeling.
And then I went back, and I've been doing online school since. Getting 2 degrees now instead of 1. So it's like an overachiever thing. Like, okay, well I did it. Now I got 2 of them. Let's go. So yeah, it was hard, but at the same time, it was something that needed to be done and said. And college is not for everybody. But try it out if you want to do it. Try a semester maybe. not a whole year, because a whole year sucks.
Yeah.
But everybody's journeys are different. And
Yeah,
for me
exactly.
in my career, I don't really need a college degree. I just have one to back it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just one of those things.
Yeah, like
I have
that.
a love-hate relationship with college degrees.
Why?
Like, because I have one, but it came from ITT Tech, and they, like, screwed me over.
You did the
Because-
ITT Tech
Well,
one?
I
You were
mean,
an ITT Tech kid?
But see,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Yeah.
I graduated in 2005. So this was back when nobody
I
knew.
was like in middle.
Nope.
In middle school. I was in elementary school.
Yeah, high school.
Nobody
High
knew.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I graduated high school in 2005.
Yeah.
So nobody knew back then how scammy of a school it was.
Right.
It was like the big thing back then.
I remember the commercials.
And yeah,
ITT
and
technical.
They would just like walk you into a dark room and the guy would be like, "You want college?
I mean, they had
You want a degree?
You want some
the
college?"
recruiter that got me. She got me and like all of my friends, like 4 of my friends to go, and they're like car salesmen. I mean, they get in there and they're
Yeah.
like, "You like video games? You want to make them for a living?" And I mean, I love.
And
it.
you're
Give me
like,
50,000.
damn straight, I like video games.
Video games.
Love
I was
video
born and raised on them. I love them, and so I was like, I want to make video games. You know, I'm freaking just now turning 18. You know, I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just persuade
You want video
you.
games.
They
You want
persuade
video
you to
games.
come in there, and like I was set up for a 4-year program to do game design, and like I got through the first year, and after the end of that first year, I was like, this school is absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
So I dropped it to the 2 years just to get an associate's degree, so I had something,
Right.
and then I left. And
Yeah.
I was like, this school is stupid.
So you got your degree in video games?
No, the 4-year was for video games, but the 2-year was for like multimedia design or something.
Okay, like journal. Like, yeah, I know.
So it like everything that they taught us there was so general that I don't have like an expertise in a certain area. So
Okay.
like my degree is basically worthless. It's just an associate's degree.
Yeah.
So
2 years.
What do you
There
have?
go. Just experience, I guess. I don't know. Like I left high school and pretty much started playing music full time.
Cool.
Just did that for a long time.
that's when we met, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah. Okay. So you were asking how
Yeah,
we
your
got started,
background.
right? Like we, I was like playing guitar and singing in a band, and I didn't have a drummer, and I was like, man, we really gotta find somebody. And me and my girlfriend at the time were like going to Walmart, which was like the big thing to do in this small town.
In Waverly, that's the only thing to
Yeah,
Oh,
do.
right.
gosh.
There's like nothing, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm
we're
from
like,
Miami.
oh,
It's like too big of a city.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
we had the regular Walmart for a long time.
You didn't have a super Walmart?
No.
We didn't get Super Walmart until I can't remember. I was in high school.
I
when
think
it
I've
came.
only seen one regular Walmart my whole life.
Yeah, I was in high
And that
school
was
when
like-
the Super Walmart came.
Yeah.
But before the Super Walmart, the regular Walmart, it was one of the top selling Walmarts in the country.
Because that's
And-
all you had?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
literally,
Sam
there's
Walton
like 50,
actually,
like-
when Sam Walton was alive, he actually flew out in his helicopter to that Walmart in Waverly
What?
and hung out with the people there and gave them like, you know, a plaque or something. he
Like,
landed.
that's
He
just
landed in the
Taking
parking
selfies
lot.
with
Thank you for
people,
giving me
old
all
school
the money I
Polaroids.
have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like old school
He landed in
Polaroids,
the parking
selfies
lot.
with people. Nice.
But anyways, yeah.
Polaroid
When the Super Walmart came, it was just
Change the world.
changed Waverly forever.
Yeah. But no, so like either way, I was in high school and we were looking for a drummer, and like I walked out and Chris had his sleeve, and I was like,
And
wait
you were
a
like,
second.
you look like a musician.
Yeah, pretty
That-
much. I was
I
like, do you play the drums? I like screamed it across the
Tattoo.
I
room.
didn't even know this
Can you
guy.
tell which one of us is not a musician? Because how many tattoos I have?
Working
None.
it though. You're working on
None.
it. Just throwing it out there.
Like, I didn't even know him.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
had no
this
clue who
person
it
was,
I
like,
just saw him in
screaming
sleeve,
at
and I
me.
was like,
You play
"You
drums."
play the drums.
Where did you guys meet at?
There.
I was the cart
literally-
pusher at
yeah.
Walmart, so I was doing.
Wait, they have a position for cart pushing?
Yeah, heck yeah.
This was back in the
Pushing crap
day.
out the
Like I
cart.
was, yeah,
Oh, like the person that gets all of them from like the.
yeah.
Oh, okay, they still have that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're good.
We
You
didn't
think
have.
it was like pushing carts around for old ladies
I
to
love
bring
it when it's
groceries in?
like, well, Publix has it that they bring it outside for you. That
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can pay
yeah,
them.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I was like, is it like one of those deals? Because
That'd be
Publix,
legit.
Publix is Floridian. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
hello, we got the classy
What?
people.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
We've got Kroger's.
yeah, I know. I was
Dude,
like,
I love Kroger's.
I do like Kroger.
Kroger's.
I got the Kroger.
Publix is where shopping is a pleasure.
Dude, and I'm gonna tell you, they've got like a great deli at Publix. I
Oh,
freaking love the
they have
deli.
a great
Boar's Head,
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
public. Yeah.
Publix, if you want to sponsor any of us,
And
that
make
would
it
be
happen,
great.
Publix.
Shoot, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Kroger, you can sponsor them. Publix, you can sponsor me. Walmart, you can sponsor him. He was a cart pusher.
Yeah, Walmart. Small
They owe
children.
me. They owe me
Sam
because
Walton.
when I got hired on, I applied to be in electronics.
Ooh, you
Oh.
guys.
And they were like, we don't have a
Did it
position.
dirty.
They
You
were
want to talk about all the new video games,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you?
And
Yeah.
they were like, we don't have a position available for electronics right now, but if you give us about 2 months,
That was God stepping
we
in.
will.
How long were you there?
2.5 years.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
And they
Goodwill's
never,
doing the same
I
thing.
never
Yeah.
heard about
Yeah.
electronics again, and I was like, screw this.
Dude,
Yeah.
but look, that was God's way of being like, look, man, electronics is cool and all, but you need to be out there pushing those cards, because John's
The
gonna
cards
come
is where
across
you get
and
the
scream at you.
girls.
Yeah, yeah.
Pushing those cards, you get those guns.
You get
Video
the
games,
guns
you don't
for
get the
card.
guns.
You get the thumbs, not the guns.
I have 2 brothers, and I feel like my 2 brothers are sitting here talking to me right now.
Yes.
Oh my
We
god.
were just like, it was just fate. that
But
we
yeah,
met.
literally.
Yeah.
And then like he came to a band practice like the next
Like-
week, and we are like, well,
And whenever he
Yes.
called me though, I was like pushing the row of carts in as he was calling me. I was like, hold on a second, and then I pushed him in. I came out there and we talked.
yeah.
And then I went to
Love
the band
that
practice.
Walmart.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you believe love first sight? Walmart does. Sam Walton does.
That has to be a Lifetime movie.
Right?
Love
I'll
at
sell the
Walmart.
rights to Lifetime if you guys.
Yes.
Love at Walmart.
What is your favorite interview experience you've ever had? Like, have you ever been like just starstruck by seeing somebody and you're just like, oh god?
Interviewing?
Yeah.
No, I've not been starstruck interviewing, but I've been starstruck meeting people just
Yeah.
because of being around everything. Like, you just meet so many different people, and
Yeah.
I love people. I think people are so cool, especially because everybody's got their own stories
Yeah.
about like how they came to be where they are today.
Yeah, that's a big reason me and John love music. 'Cause
Yeah.
you just get to meet so many
Well, and
people.
like music and like I don't know, there's like a connector that
Yeah.
it's this thing that you can literally go to a concert not knowing anybody and come
And
back
be,
with
like, best
50 friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you like the same artist or you whatever.
Yeah.
Like I had literally a group of people when I was in college that I just hung out with because they went to concerts.
Yeah.
And I was like, these are my people. This is
That's
where
how I met a lot of
this is
people.
where
Yeah.
I belong. Yeah. But I mean, starstruck. No, my coolest interview I did with Selena Gomez.
yeah. Oh, wow.
And that was when I was working for a radio station down in Miami, and it was this weird thing, and I was just like, she was just so nice, and
Yeah.
I was like,
Did you talk to her about the Beebs?
no, that
No?
was the biggest thing that you were not allowed.
You
to.
weren't allowed to talk to her?
They give you a list, like a
It's
list.
like a rider or whatever.
It's like this is what you can and cannot talk about, and this is when they were having like their
was Beebs
whatever.
big lead letters.
It was in the do not section, and you had to get your
Wow.
questions pre-approved and stuff like that. So, which we did, and like we did that with a couple of people who came to. There was a BB&T Center, which is that's like our big. Like I guess concert center, how we have Bridgestone here.
Oh, yeah.
We had BB&T, and that's where we did a lot of our interviews. Or we did it back at the station. But hers was like my first big one, like big time, and that was before I even met the Beebs. Because ironically enough, I met the Beebs like. Why are we calling them Beebs?
I don't know. I just.
I think he said
I
it, and
met,
then
I met Justin like the year later.
Yeah.
if he doesn't go by that moniker yet, he
The
needs
Beebs.
to start going by that
The
moniker.
Beebs.
That can be his breakthrough when he comes
Yeah.
back.
Pretty
you
sure
know?
he does go by that a
The
lot.
Beebs.
Yeah. But yeah, so she was just one of the coolest.
Yeah.
Like just like talking like a normal human
That's
being. Like
cool though.
didn't treat anybody bigger than they were. Like was the nicest person.
Yeah, I like that.
Like this person's all the way up here on this pedestal.
Yeah.
And they're still cool.
That's awesome.
So that was pretty
That's
cool.
how it should be, man. Like we're all just people, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that's really cool.
I would say
Just
like
that.
scariest interview, Rick Ross. He just
Oh,
do you know
wow.
who Rick
Seems
Ross is?
intimidating.
They bark at you a lot.
I was
Whoa.
the grunt or whatever it is. It's quite
Did
scary.
he do that?
I had to ask him. It
Or is
was
it
one of
just
the
a natural
questions. I had to get it on video of him doing it, and I was like, "Oh gosh!" And I was by myself,
Yeah.
Wow.
and like he had like, yeah, this is I can't. I'll tell you guys after the
Nice,
interview,
nice.
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was weird. It was really uncomfortable.
God,
Wow.
it's odd.
I mean, I like
Yeah.
Rick Ross as far as like musicians.
No, so do I. He's an awesome guy, but
Yeah.
it was weird.
Kind of weird stuff. Yeah. You never know, like what you're gonna get into though. You
When
know
you
what
work
I
in
mean?
pop R&B, anything can happen, and it's
Right?
weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what brought you up to the Nashville area?
So I had been working with another pop R&B kid who moved up to Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta for a year and a half.
Got family.
Realized, okay, people are nicer. Like the more north you get from Florida, because like, have you ever been to Florida? Have you ever been to Florida? Okay, what part of Florida?
I mean, only like vacation. So.
But what part?
It's like down there near Destin. I can't remember what
Like
it
Gulf
is.
Shores area.
We're calling a person in.
There's like
Where is it?
McGuire's.
Phone a
That's
friend.
up.
Stewart?
There's like McGuire's
No, that's like
restaurant.
Destin is like
Okay, so North Florida. Where Where were you at?
I've been all over the place. Like
So where?
Miami, I've been.
Miami.
Oh,
Okay,
just like
we're good.
Sarasota
So
and
we're on the
stuff.
same. So when you hit Miami, I lived in Miami 20 years. I love visiting, and I love Florida. Like the people that come from Florida and stuff like that are really, really, really nice. But living in Florida and visiting Florida are two different things.
Yeah, I can imagine.
People are just not super nice. It's like the LA of the South,
Yeah.
basically. Like people just like look you up and down, or the New York of the South, or whatever. And it's just not a very good like working environment. And I wanted to work in country music because I'd worked in pop R&B for like 6 years. I did social media for a bunch of different people, and I did like day-to-day management and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, I moved back from Atlanta back to Florida, and I was there for like 3 months, and I was like, okay, I'm bored and there's nothing to do, and I don't like Florida. So I lived in Orlando a little bit, lived in Melbourne, Florida, lived in Tampa, lived in Atlanta, and then I was like, okay, what's my next step? Nashville. Why not? I'd been here for CMA Fest. I loved it. Loved the people. Like, people here are just so nice. Like, the community is just so, like,
They really
literally,
are.
I didn't know these guys before I literally came to his house.
It's our first real conversation.
He
right
DM'd me. He slid into the DMs on Instagram, and this is how this happened. Like, this does not happen in Florida. Like, I would be like, wow, this creepy dude, like, DM me, and I'm not going over to his house. Like,
seems kind of weird.
yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But in Nashville, it's just like one of those, everybody's kind of together in it.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I moved up here 2 years ago, and never looked back. Best decision I ever made. My mom literally, like, walked in my room one day, and I was like, hey, can you take me to Nashville? And she was like, what? And I was like, I just need you to drop me off. Like, we'll bring up my, like, stuff. She was like, wait, like, moving? And I was like, yeah, like, I just want to, like, go live there. And she was like, I thought you wanted to go to New York for your birthday. And I was like, well, just spend the money we're going to go to New York for on this. And she was like, I'm so confused. Like, why are you going to Nashville? And I was like, I already found my roommate, and I found my place, and Bellevue is where I lived.
Bellevue, nice.
And I worked at Goodwill for 10 months because I didn't have a car. So I finally saved up enough money to get myself a car. I literally came here with nothing, like just a car full of stuff.
Nice, and a dream.
And the dream.
Yes.
Yep, the dream. So I worked at Goodwill, and I like would walk like 3 miles a day to go to Goodwill and back. It was definitely, I lost like 20 pounds when I first moved here, which was a plus.
Nice.
And that taught me, like, I never had a 9-to-5 job because I'd always done social media for people. And it was weird because I was like, oh, now I did like get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and make sure I'm there by 6. So I would go to Goodwill from like 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock, go on the bus, go downtown and network.
Yeah.
And then I got my first artist in town within 10 months. I got in my car and everything, and then I got to quit Goodwill. And I walked in and I was like, here's the keys, I'm done. Woo!
Yeah. Nice. Heck yeah. That's awesome.
It was awesome.
That's really cool.
And I've been independent now for a year. It was a year in May.
That's so cool. Like, Nashville's got so much opportunity, too. I mean, I'm sure, like, other places like Miami, like you said, it's a huge town. But, like, I mean, Nashville, there's so much going on. And there's, like, literally, you can go down Music Row and just anywhere down there, there's open doors.
Yeah.
You know, if you're
Nashville is a big little town.
Yeah, it
it's
is.
so crazy because you could, like, we go out all the time and I'll run into people that I just haven't seen in a while or whatever. Like, there's very, like smaller places, but there's the main places. So like Demumbrian and whatever, like you go there and you're gonna run into somebody. Like every day you can go there and there's always something going on.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm out almost every night. I think you follow me on Insta, you see what I do. I mean, I'm out probably at 6 to 7 events a night just because that's part of the job and networking or whatever. And people are always like, do you have a twin? And I'm like, no, it's just me. You just have to plan stuff out. Make sure that you're everywhere.
That's awesome, though. That's very coordinated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty
So
cool.
like that's what you do for a living now?
I do social media management. Okay, so like it's like a one-stop shop for artists. So I do social media management, artist management, day-to-day, tour management, pictures, video.
That's hard, man.
What else? Interviewing. I do that, and PR. So
Wow. So
Little bit
people
of
pay
it.
you to take care of their stuff?
yeah, I'm basically their mothers. So I'm basically one person, and like a lot of people, especially musicians, just need somebody that like steers them somewhere because musicians are all over and they're like, oh wow, squirrel, I want to do that. Well, wait, I want to do that too. I'm like, okay, we need to do booking and this and like
awesome,
focus
dude.
in on it.
Yeah, I feel like one thing with like a lot of musicians, they might have talent and they might be really good at like, I've known so many guitarists that I'm like, you are ridiculously better than like people idolize like just, you know, Slash and stuff like that, guitarist. Dude blows him away, but he just doesn't have like that direction. So that's where you kind of step in and just like
Yeah, and especially like branding too. Like, it's, like people don't think about it, but like your social media is your resume now.
Yeah.
Like your Instagram is the first thing people go on. They're like, oh, okay, what's your band? Let me see.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
they go, oh, if they don't have that many followers or this much interaction, then they don't care. And that's record labels do that too now. And it's such a like distinct thing, which when I was 13 had no clue that this would actually be helping me later on in my life. I was just a fangirl of Justin Bieber. Like that was it. So yeah, it's crazy, but it's a great job. I get to work with artists. My favorite thing is like finding artists. So like people that I'm really passionate about, and all of a sudden they'll get signed and then I get to move on.
Awesome.
And like they get the record deal and I'm like, okay, go, be free. And they're like, well, come with me. And I'm like, well, no, that's not my job. My job is like, there's going to be other people, especially because stuff is so expensive and artists, musicians don't have money. Like that's a very normal thing. Like they don't have money.
Starving artists.
So
we've
what I'll
been there.
do,
Like we'd get paid, you know, if we got any money after playing a show, it was like manna from the heavens.
I know.
We just like, we're like, we have gas money, and maybe we can get a sandwich at Arby's. Like that's how it was.
Sandwich at Arby's.
The best.
The best.
Life star, baby.
Yeah, so what I'll do with artists and stuff like that is because my bills already get paid with a couple of main artists, I get to go and work with smaller artists and be like, okay, what's your budget? Like, let's work with something that you can afford, that you're not going to be overextending yourself, that I'm not going to be overextending myself, but we're still going to be, like, you need to work just as hard as I'm working. And that's my biggest thing, because I've had artists before that are just like, do it for me, and I'm like, you don't pay me enough to do it for you. So that, and also like someone who is so motivated in their own right to do it, to get there no matter what, and does the networking, does the music and everything. Those are the kind of people I love working with. Like I have an artist named Sierra Ray that is the best like networker and musician and singer-songwriter that I've probably ever met, and she's the whole package. And has the drive. And just like April Cry, that's another artist that I work with, and they're both just such amazing like humans, and they want it so bad, and that's a big thing for artists to have.
Exactly. And
so you do.
Oh god.
Go.
Do you just work with like country artists, or is it any
No,
kind, or?
I work with like everybody. So I also work with like actors and stuff like that too.
Oh, wow,
who need social media, which I didn't know that was a thing until I had one come to me and was like, NASCAR driver I just started working with.
Oh, NASCAR driver.
NASCAR driver. I was like, do you really
awesome,
need social
though.
media? Are you going to be Insta-storying while you're driving with the Indy 500?
Dude, that would be so freaking cool.
Like,
if they don't do that yet, they need to. Like have a mount in their car and just
GoPro that stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
real.
you can voice command it. So,
That would be
you know,
so.
That's crazy. You can voice command it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, we've had failed experiments with this little camera, but you can voice command it, but we've decided against it.
Because it like would turn off ranrandomly, because I guess it
You'd
would
be
hear
saying
us
stuff.
say something that sounded
and it would
like.
think that we were saying something.
Yeah, but so yeah, I work with like I've worked with bands. There was this band called Sunset East I used to work with, and when I was younger, I used to like go on tour and do merchandise for bands and stuff. So I used to literally just be fans of these people, and I would just go. They'd be like, "Yeah, we need a merch person for the Florida run," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll go," and I'll mega bus back down. Mega bus is a thing that like just takes you from here to there for $40 or whatever. So I'm like, just pay for my mega bus. I just want the experience. Do it. I made friends with a lot of bands. There was a huge circuit of bands that I used to be with from like when I was 15 till 19.
That's cool.
And I would just like go on random runs and stuff, and that's and I have two brothers, so it's like it's like all my friends are guys, so it's like I'm used to having guys around. Girls kind of, no offense, but girls kind of bother me a little bit, especially when they're like super girly, and I'm like, I can't stand this. I need to like be around testosterone. Like it's like guys are just funnier too, I feel like. No offense to girls, I'm a girl, I get it, girl power, but
I mean, honestly, we just don't care about
that's
a lot of stuff. And like I mean, like coming from like I know a lot of chicks, and I've had a lot of chick friends, and like most of the chick friends that I've had, they only have guy friends, because when they get chick friends, like there's just this weird thing that happens when chicks get together where they compete, but it's like a serious compete. It's like if you do this, I'm gonna be mad
like the Hunger
at you.
Games. Yeah.
So it's just wild.
And it's like, oh, your wing eyeliner is better than mine, I'm gonna outdo you. And I'm like,
well,
I don't have time for that.
If we're being honest, that's what I was thinking. And I was like, man, your wing eyeliner is better than mine. I gotta up my game.
I actually had a girl that asked me to teach her, and I was like, I just can't do it on another person. It's just like so different. Like, I don't know. I just go like it's like takes 2 seconds. I'm like, this is my thing. Don't take it from me.
Yeah.
But
like I don't know.
If dudes compete with stuff though, it'd be like
dudes do compete with stuff. Don't even start that.
But if we do, it'd be like, hey, I bet I can drink more than you. And then by the time
like
we're like super drunk,
stuff.
we're like hugging and like, yeah, we drank a lot tonight. Like it's not like a
yeah,
you see how much you drank?
Yeah, I'm never talking to him. He outdrank me at the bars.
I'm going home and posting this on my Instagram.
Yeah,
like angry.
Yeah.
That's like a girl thing. Like
Passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive and start. I'm guilty so much of it.
My friends.
I'm so guilty of that, but I do like the what do they call it? RPK quotes. What are they? The love quotes.
Oh.
You know, like the poems that are like the love poems.
Oh, RM Drake.
There.
Oh,
those
okay,
poems.
yeah.
If like a guy pisses me off that night, I'll go on Instagram and be like, "This is for you." Screenshot, post, and then he sees it, and I'm like, "You know who you are."
Just put that in the caption from now on. Anytime you know you're doing one of those, you know who you are.
And then I wait for the text, and he's like, "Did I upset you?" And I'm like, "No, nothing's wrong."
Oh, no, nothing.
Super passive.
Yeah. Why would you think that?
Why are you guilty?
Yeah. Oh god, man, this happened to me too many times. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
You know what the girls are thinking of. If your wife ever does that to you, you know.
It's happened.
You know.
It's happened too many times.
She'll just start printing out the quotes and leaving them on like the laundry basket and stuff.
Yeah. They'll be like on the toilet seat.
Give one to one of your daughters and be like, "Go take this to daddy."
Yeah, be like, what is this? What did I do? I don't even know. Oh my gosh. No, that's pretty good. But so like, I mean, tours. Like, do you like doing that? Do you still do it?
Love doing it. Half the time I'll do it now just because I'm like, you don't have to pay me, I'll just go. Like, for instance, we were just in Key West for the Key West Songwriters Festival, which is a huge, like, BMI sponsors it. It's a huge country music, not even just country music, because there's some, like, pop writers and stuff like that come out, but it's like a huge community of just singer-songwriters that come out with the guitars. You're on the beach. Like, everybody's drinking. Your liver needs major help after that.
Yeah, you gotta
like,
have a lot of detox.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be sweating like Mai Tais for the next like 2 weeks. They had these like 32 ounce buckets that me and my friend Kaylee, that's Sierra's drummer that we worked with, were drinking out of, and we had like 3 one night, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to ride the scooter anywhere because we had scooters down in Key West, and I was like, yeah, no, not okay. Can't do that.
At least they're not going that fast. You just kind of like slowly tip
they go
over.
up to like 60 miles an hour.
60 miles an hour?
Yeah. You don't think that?
Oh
yeah.
my God.
No, I didn't. I didn't drive when I was drinking because obviously car accident. But the car accident before was not
drunk related.
Not. I was 18. I was this kid that was sheltered. I was going to a math competition at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's how much of a nerd I am. It's fine. All my street cred just went down the toilet. Everybody's like, "What did you do? Were you like raging?" Blah blah. I'm like, I literally came home from a concert the night before with a tour from a tour that I was with. Did merch. Came back. Woke up in the morning to go to school at 3 o'clock in the morning for a math competition for Mi Auth Theta. I was their secretary, so I had to go. And we were going to leave at like 5, so I had to be at school by like 4. And I flipped my car token out.
They say drowsy driving.
I wasn't drowsy.
You weren't even drowsy?
No, a possum ran out in front of me.
What?
Yeah. Well, I also have
problems.
my sleep schedule is like non-existent. Like I sleep maybe 3 hours a night, 4 hours a night, or like I'll be up and down and whatever because my brain's just constantly going. So like I can exist off of like 3 hours sleep. Like right now I'm on 3 hours. Like we're good.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens to me. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good with like 5 maybe at times. Like if I get more than 8, I'll be
12 hours. I would be dead. You'd be like, is she dead?
Yeah. If I get more than 8,
she
like,
gone.
I'm more tired than when I went to sleep.
Yeah.
5 is a pretty good number.
I just listened to a podcast, Joe Rogan or whatever, and he had like a sleep scientist, like a
sleep apnea.
Yeah. And but he was like, everybody needs 8 hours. If they tell you they need less, they're wrong. I'm like, I don't know, man. I had 3 hours last night, and I feel like death. But I mean, you're running
living
solid
proof.
right now. Yeah. So
drinking water, trying to live after Key West.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. No,
I would be sweating out Bahama Mama. Just be like, I'm like, that's why I tell him.
I smell like spray tan and Bahama Mamas. That's it.
So like I told my wife like I can't go drinking because like I drink like the fruitiest looking drinks and I had so many dudes come up to me and brothers up to me because I'm like, look, this is a Bahama Mama freaking like just
This is
ribs
amazing.
hanging off.
Taste it.
I know, yeah. So like, I
Don't
think the
judge.
prettiest looking ones. Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody else like bourbon or just straight vodka or something like that.
Well, and I'm not a big drinker, like, so, like, even before I got on this major diet kick in January, I maybe, because I'm always the mom, so I'm always watching whatever artists, because I'm usually their PR and their social media, and I have to make sure that they're not posting anything really stupid, because if they do something stupid, it affects on me, because I'm part of their team, so I need to basically watch out for them. And also, I'm obviously a control freak, so I need to know how to get home, or how am I going to get home, whatever, and I'm usually the DD, so I'm so used to not drinking, and then being in Nashville makes you drink. It's like a networking thing. So it was hard at first, but now it's fine. And then this weekend in Key West, everybody was drinking. I was like, screw it, we're doing it. Whatever.
We're going live.
And then literally, like, one drink in, I was like, oh, I'm toasted. I'm done. Because I have no tolerance at all anymore, especially after I lost all the weight. So I'm like, oh gosh, like, this is really hard. And then after 3 in, I was like, let's go. Where are we going? We going to Fat Tuesdays? Let's do it. We gonna go dancing?
Yeah. Nice. How did you change your diet up? You said you changed your diet.
Big Vinny with Music City Fitness came to me. He was also part of Trailer Choir, the duo that was signed to Toby Keith's label a couple years ago. Nicest guy ever. Him and his wife, Jenny, shout out. They are the whole reason that my whole life has changed in the last couple months.
That's
and
awesome.
It's cool because a lot of people on social media that I've never met have seen it, have seen the change, and then there's people in real life that have known me years, and I saw them this weekend for the first time. They're like, oh my gosh, like, what happened to you?
That's awesome.
And like I said, I've been the same weight basically for 5 years, because after my car accident, wasn't allowed to do anything, wasn't allowed to work out, basically do anything. It sucks.
Oh, man. So
finally got clearance this year and was like, go do your thing, do whatever you want, just be careful. So Vinny came to me in like January and was like joking around and was like, hey, no, like, you should come out and work out. And I was like, okay, I'll see you never. And then one day I was like, I'll take you up on it. Like, I definitely want to do it. So I started working out with him. We work out about 4 to 5 times a week, depending on what our schedules are like. And he taught me, his wife is a nutritionist also. So like, she's
best
like
combination right
there.
the best. And she like works me out harder than he does. Which I have no problem with the fact, because I work out with him a lot more, but she works me out so hard that like you just feel the results. And so does he. He like, I'll work out with him multiple days in a row or whatever, and I'll be like, yo, my guns are so big, like, I have a muscle, like, I didn't even know I had muscles, like, what is this? And they've just been really, really supportive of everything, and like, they're like my mom and dad, like, they just are like, okay, we're here for you if you need help or whatever. And they just know exactly, like, Vinny was lost weight, so like, he knows how it is. And he knows like how to basically work with people like that. So they've just been a real huge blessing for me, and literally just changed my life. So shout out to you guys, Music City Fitness.
I remember like he came to one of my first concerts in Nashville, right? And like, he was just Big Vinny at the time. So overall, it's just huge.
He's still Big Vinny.
He still
wears the overalls
now though. Like when the first time I saw him after he came back, he did The Biggest Loser and stuff like that, and I saw him a few months or maybe a year after that or something like that. I was like, dude, like, your stomach has gone to your chest. He's just like,
he's literally like King Kong. Like, you see him work out, his calves. I dream about having calves like his. Like, I'm like, holy camoli, like, how does that exist on
like
your
a chicken leg?
It's amazing. And like, I tell him every day, I'm like, Vinny, I want to be you when I grow up. Like, he literally can like pull on the sled like 400 pounds. I'm like,
my God.
I'm sitting here with a measly 200, and I'm like, I'm good. No, and then he's chugging along.
My uncle was a professional bodybuilder like back in the day, and he carried over. I mean, he's like 50 something now, and he told me he's lifting heavier than he's ever lifted in his life. And I mean, dude, he is freaking strong. I've seen him leg press over like 1,600 pounds like 12 times.
Oh my God.
Holy crap.
It was like a Volkswagen Beetle that he was leg pressing. Like, he got all of the weights in the gym, all the hundreds, and then me and 2 of my friends to lay over the top of it because it wasn't enough weight.
Just showing off.
Because it wasn't enough weight. I need more. Come on.
He was like, y'all get up there.
I feel like that
Like,
sometimes after I've taken like some of my pre-workout, I'm like, everybody put all the
Yeah,
weights
you're like,
on.
let's go! And your veins are all popping. You're like, ah!
Yeah. Do you ever take pre-workouts? Do you ever do that before your workouts?
No, I've been all organic and stuff like that. And just like my diet's changed. So like I mean, I have a hypothyroid. I got diagnosed in November last year with a hypothyroid. So I got put on medication, which was a huge thing. That immediately made me lose like 5 pounds.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it's like you had no metabolism. Now you have one basically. And I used to never get. I mean, I still don't. I don't really get hungry because of my hypothyroid.
Yeah.
So since being on the medication, it kicks everything back in, and once you get on a schedule and everything, before that I would be running around doing events or whatever, not eat all day. One of my friends would be like, oh, I'm hungry, you want to eat dinner? And I'm like, oh shoot, I didn't eat today.
I didn't eat anything today. Oh my
I
gosh, I couldn't do that.
didn't like, because I just I get up and start going. Like, she's my roommate, she knows. Like, I get up and immediately I'm just like, but now I take the time, I'm like, okay,
I have to eat.
I need to eat a yogurt. I need, like, every 2 hours my brain goes, hey, you need to eat. Have you eaten? Have you drank water? Whatever.
That's awesome. Like,
that's like completely opposite of how I am.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, if
I eat just constantly.
I can't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I eat until I'm like, oh.
But you're also dudes.
That's probably what it is.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will say I do not like about y'all. Like, you guys can literally eat a trough of freaking everything and still be like, this
My
big.
dad's the same
My
way,
brother's
though.
like that. And I'm like, where did you come from? Like, you're my, like, he's my, like, full, like, from my dad. My other brother's my half-brother. And my half-brother and I are more the same weight than me and my actual brother. Like, my full-blood brother. And I was like, what the heck? Like, that's not fair. Like, where did you get that part of you from? So, I mean, I've always been heavy, but, like I said, in the last 5 years, just after not being super active and not being able to do anything, it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. I mean, like, I don't know, this is nowhere even close to that, but I had to, like, not do anything for, like, I think it was, like, a week, 2 weeks after I got, like, LASIK. They were like, you can't lift
They're gonna say you had
like,
cataracts.
No, that cataracts fixed it.
The cataracts.
Yeah, what was it called? What was it? Not cataracts? It was...
Cadillacs.
The Cadillacs. There you go.
I kept saying cataracts as Cadillacs.
Yeah, the ring light fixes Cadillacs, in case anybody has one.
Pull it
Cadillacs.
We'll fix it for you. Off the hood.
I can't.
But yeah, dude, I had LASIK or whatever, and which, by the way, if you've got bad eyes or have contacts,
I have
you
it.
just need to make it happen.
I have contacts. No, because my mom's boyfriend got LASIK,
So good.
and LASIK makes it. Don't you have to wear reading glasses now?
No, so check it out. Well, okay, how old is he? Or was
Old.
he? So they can only fix, like, if you're nearsighted or farsighted or whatever, they can only fix, like, middle and far or close and middle or whatever they can.
Okay.
So he might have had a different type of surgery, but you live in Nashville, which shout out to Dr. Wang.
Okay.
Freaking that dude. Like, people come from all over the place just to go get LASIK from him, and he is freaking awesome. Tell him you're my sister, and you'll get like 50% off.
Do we look alike?
Sister.
I don't think we do at all.
It's happening.
Actually, you got a kind of ginger beard going on.
Yeah, I was about to
Are you
say,
Irish?
I don't know what I am, honestly.
You
We're
need to
gonna
do
go
the-
through Ancestry.
You need to do the 23andMe
Is that better?
thing.
Yeah.
I've never done it, but I've heard a lot of people
What?
have done it.
Go and do
I'm
it.
like telling people,
Yeah.
do it, and I don't. 23andMe.
10-3
3andMe.
I would like to do something like
I know,
that.
I need to.
I kind of want to do it just because I only know Irish and German. German because of my last name, and
Yeah.
Irish because my mom's side of the family. And I know that I don't know what my percentages are though. I think I'm half and half, but
They have like the 23andMe has like a health one too, so it does like your heritage and your health, and like the health one I'm really sure.
oh, and it can tell you like if you got like
Yeah.
cancer.
You might have appendicitis
Oh.
or something. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if I want to know that.
I know. Like, no, well, you can actually, from what I've heard, you can actually, like, black out stuff you don't want to know. Like, if you could have the genetic trait that has, like, cancer or whatever, you could be like, no.
Why
or,
would you
like,
not wanna
prevention,
know
like,
that?
Nah, maybe not. I don't
Oh,
know.
I guess because then you're gonna be living your life like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, when's it coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the twin gene. I know that.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Skips a generation. Yeah, my mom's dad was a twin, and it skips a generation. So
then-
it skipped my mom, and now it's me and my brothers.
Nice.
So one of us
somebody's
is having
gonna twin it up.
twins.
Oh wow.
We just don't
Yeah.
know which one, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I ain't getting married for a while, so
Twinning
that's
it
not
up.
happening.
Yeah. Well, if you are gonna have a kid, just plan on having two. and then
Oh,
you should be
gosh.
good. And then if you only
Can you
have
imagine two
one-
at the same time? Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
I know. I would like. how
I
do
can't
people
even
do it?
imagine one, so
Yeah. Ah,
You don't want to
dude.
have kids?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I do. I definitely want to have at least one. I want to know what it's like.
Well, you're gonna have two, bro.
Tell us, as a father.
Yeah. It's different. it's pretty alright.
different.
Yeah, like it will change you for sure. But
Especially
like,
you have 2 little girls. You're literally the only dude in the
I
house.
know, right? And even my dog's a girl. What is it? Jody, what have you done?
What
Well, the
is
cat.
it?
At least the cat's on your side, right?
The cat's a
Not
dude.
really. The cat is a dude,
Oh.
but I mean, well,
The cat looks like a little scaredy cat, though.
He does. I'm gonna give that cat props though, because like I've got a garden and stuff, and last year we didn't have the cat, and dude, like chipmunks and squirrels just run amok
Oh,
and ate
yeah.
everything. I've got little strawberries in our front yard, and they ate everything. Dude, this year strawberries are growing.
It's because the cat's like,
slayed
touch my
everything
berries
out
and
there.
you die.
Yeah.
That cat is beastly though.
He is.
He's wild.
He had a little chipmunk, and like had it in his mouth or whatever. I rescued the chipmunk, and I was like, yes. I named him Monty because he looked like the dude from the Black Knight or whatever. He got his arm cut off. He's like, it's just a flesh wound. Come
Oh
back
my
here, I'll
gosh.
kick you. Dude, that little guy was just looked like he was sad whenever I got him, and then I brought him in and like just rescued him, like cleaned him up a little bit, and he was like, by the time I released him, he was totally good. It was like 3 or 4 days after this. He's like running around, holding on the cage, letting people hold him and pet him and stuff.
Oh my
It's
god.
like, this guy's so
Wait, do you
awesome.
still have it?
No, I
Aw.
released him, and as soon as, like, literally, Jody was like,
A bird
"You
came
gotta
down and
let him
ate
out."
him.
The cat got him again, dude, jumped out of the freaking bushes and just
He
ran
was
off
waiting.
with him. I was like, Monty, no! And like, he just
You just
Monty was
sacrificed
He
him
gone.
to the cat gods.
I
You
know.
literally saved him and gave him back.
I know.
as food
It was
to
so
the
bad.
cat.
I went out and got
That's
like
the
little
worst.
food.
Too
for
bad
this
he didn't
little
have 9
chipmunk.
lives.
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
Only the cat did.
Yeah.
He just added an extra life to the cat's life.
Yes.
Oh
Now
my
we know.
gosh, he just
Freaking-
leveled up.
I know, yeah. The street. Man, that poor little chipmunk. Monty.
Oh my god.
Rest
And it
in
was like
peace.
it was so weird because I had him in a little thing, like we had like a little like hamster cage or whatever that we weren't using, and I like had him in there. And as soon as he got out, he like looked back, and then he started taking off into this little forest. And then the cat just literally, I didn't know the cat was there, jumped out of the bushes, got him, and took off running. I was
Oh
like,
my
ah!
I remember
It's like a horror movie.
one of the artists I
Now
work
you just
with.
don't even bother rescuing him. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
you
like
just
it's
don't
gonna
bother. One of the artists I work with, April, and one of my best friends, I went over her house the very first time, and she's like, yeah, this is my house, this is my dog Pepper. She has like I think she's like a shepherd dog or something. The dog's a hunter, like, whatever. I see the dog and I'm like, oh, she's so cute. And all of a sudden Pepper sees a rabbit, jumps at it, and
Oh my
rips
God.
its guts
What?
out. And literally April is just screaming, Pepper, no!
Oh my
and
God.
she's like so
Yeah.
girly, and it was just so, I literally was on the floor dying laughing because she was
Oh,
so
yeah.
distraught that this little rabbit was dead from her
He's
dog.
like on the floor, like,
And I was like, I'm never gonna mess with Pepper because
Yeah,
that
right.
could be me. That's
yeah,
not happening.
at least don't eat food around Pepper, maybe. or
yeah,
don't go around
I
her
was like,
smelling
damn.
meat.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Peppers.
bad.
That's like my dog at my parents' house, Gremlin. Like
Gremlin.
Your dog's name is Gremlin.
Yes.
He is
Like
a loose
after the
cannon, too.
Gremlins?
Well,
Like the movie?
his name was Grim at first, and then my dad just names every pet that has ever came into the house because like we will name it, but my dad will end up calling it something else, and then
That's what I
that
do.
becomes its name.
I think that's a
Like-
father thing. I don't know. I do that with all of my
Yeah,
pets.
like it was Grim, and then he called him Gremlin.
Is
But-
he evil?
No, he's the nicest dog ever. He's like a pit bull German Shepherd mix.
Okay.
And it's
And
brindle,
he's
too.
so freaking nice. But my mom was outside walking him one day, and I guess he caught a glimpse of a rabbit, and it was like a small one, and he just one bite and ate the whole thing. And my mom was like, you know,
ate the whole rabbit.
in one bite, just
beast, dude.
Just like swallowed it all.
and then acted
just,
like
like,
it was
did the
no
whole,
problem, you know?
Yeah.
And just like,
Yeah.
that was
yeah.
nice.
He,
Dude, that dog is like
it's just
invincible, too, like-
instincts. Yeah, he got we don't know what happened to him. Like he runs off sometimes. Like if they let him out to use the bathroom, he'll run off and won't come back for a while. But he came back and like his back was like flayed open, and they don't know if he got hit by a car or if somebody
Oh,
like
shit.
attacked him or something because he kind of looks like
Oh yeah.
like sort of like a pit bull. So
Yeah, yeah.
people are like freaked out. But like they took him to the vet, and I mean he's healed up real nice, but he kind of lost his tail. He did have a long tail, and now it's like a little
Oh,
nub.
poor dude.
So my
Just-
dad calls him Nubs now.
Yeah. I just imagine him like.
But he's still the happiest
like-
dog ever.
I just imagine him like taking like cherry pies off of old grandma's like like
like,
windowsills, and they're like, "Go get you!"
Just
And
throws
then,
like a huge frying pan
Yeah.
or something.
And that's what happened. I think
Probably.
that's what happened to him. I think he just taken one too
Took
many
too
cherry
many
pies.
pies.
There you go.
Yeah.
He wants all the cherry pies.
Yeah, nice, dude. Well, yeah. So, what do you like? What are your plans, I guess, for the future of
plans? Well, we're going to start a magazine. So I had FemaleSeacrest.com was my journalistic being for 4 years. I had it for a long time, and then I became this public figure kind of once I moved to Nashville, and it's one of those things that makes me want to throw up every single time I say it, because public figure just sounds weird. It's just, I mean, for me, because I'm just I don't know, it's weird. It makes me feel like I have a lot of influence when I know I don't, and I'm like, it's because some people will take it and be like, oh, I'm a public figure, I'm a social influencer. I'm sorry, but you literally, anybody can be a social influencer if you literally have an Instagram. You're influencing by just posting. So I was dubbed that name not by choice, just by sponsorships and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, another monetary income. I'm not gonna say no. But it's weird. It's weird to be called that. So we're just doing, I have 2 different things. It's Katie Kaupp and Female Seacrest, and then now we have URSocial. And URSocial is a magazine that we will be starting in 2019. We were gonna do it this year, but we literally thought about it within a month, and then I was like, I want to execute it the right way. So we took off a year, and we're figuring it all out. I'm getting some interns to help me out with it from Belmont and Vanderbilt and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So that we have a full team, and it really does what we want it to do. I really want it to be a one-stop shop for everybody who doesn't have maybe you don't have a PR company, that you don't have to pay to be in the magazine. We're doing it because you're good at your music, or we like your music, or we like you guys as artists, and not because you paid us $500 to have a feature.
So we'll do a feature.
So, and a lot of especially independent artists don't have PR teams, and that's a big thing, is getting the hype. The hype is everything. So you could do your social media by yourself, but getting into publications, especially a paper publication, is a big deal for a lot of people. And I just wanted something so that if anything ever happens to me, there's always something that's going to be continued after I pass away too. Which is really weird and morbid to say at 23, but
that's a cool way that you're thinking about it. At least
I just love artists, and I just think it's so cool. If you're talented at anything, I'm like, that's sick. I can't do shit. In comparison, I can't play bass or guitar or drums or
got the tuba
sing.
though.
No, I couldn't even do that right. I literally would cry myself through tests, because I just wanted to pass the class.
The song is wall.
I practice, I swear. He would be like, play these chords. I'm like, I don't even know what that is. Or not chords. I don't even know what
is
it
is. I don't even note, I guess? Just
notes. It's a note. See, Mr. Rubio, I'm so sorry. I'm now telling you I cried through every single one, and you gave me A's because you thought I had effort. I lied. I did not. Never practiced a day in my life. My mom would sign off on those things too.
Oh, nice.
Little practice sheets. I'd be like, yeah, I did it. And my mom would be like, did you really? And in my head, I'm like, you would know if I did it. It's a tuba. You would hear it. My mom was like, whatever. I don't really care.
She knows you're bluffing.
She probably knew I was lying the whole time, but didn't care.
Yeah, that's dedication.
But for the future, I mean, I love my job. I'm happy where I am. Everybody asks me, oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years or whatever. I'm working on getting an office. That's what I want. My biggest thing is I want to have a place for everybody to come, especially the artists that I work with.
I think that helps with people seeing legitimacy. So
working on doing that. It's just I'm barely I work from, I'm barely home. I'm always out. So now I'm thinking about it. If I get an office, I'm never gonna be at the office. So should I get it? Should I not?
They're doing now.
We're fighting with it.
Yeah, they're doing now. They're they've got one in Dixon. I know they're working on one in
the
Nashville.
Shared office spaces.
Yeah. Or is that something?
My friend works at the one we work. And it's it's you get a little office, but the thing is that they're so expensive.
Well, how much are they there?
It's $1,000 for a month for one office.
No,
and it's not even an office. It's box.
That's so ridiculous.
And I'm I'd just rather stay at
I'll
home.
go rent a freaking storage unit and set up an office in there.
Right?
Just put a little
that's
cardboard
legit.
sign.
Cardboard sign. Now open.
Just get it temp control.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
We do have air conditioner. I can't set it, but it is there.
We do. It exists somehow.
We were thinking we looked at a lot
being
of
in
times.
bands, you think of that stuff.
Because
being a drummer, I have almost never had a place to practice, ever, unless it was actually at the place where the whole band was practicing. So it was always hard for me to practice on my own because I would always be practicing with the band.
Right.
So I always had trouble with that, and living in apartments, you can't play there, and So
Yeah,
storage units were always the thing we thought of to do.
Yeah, I have a keyboard player that lives above me in my apartment right now in Green Hills, and I was like, okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you playing keys right now?
He's just shredding out a rush.
It's probably some Vanderbilt kid that's like, I need to learn this sonnet for whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't want to like kill his dream.
Though?
Yeah, he's kind of, I don't know. You hear like a very muffled thing.
Yeah.
My roommate's in the corner and she's like, I don't know. But
She said pretty quiet.
I wouldn't, but then again, I think about it and I'm like, that could be the next Mozart. Like, you don't want to tell them to stop. Like, you're going to be that one B word that's going to like tell them and silence
Maybe
their
if you
dreams.
tell him to stop, it'll motivate him to keep playing more, and then he'll get better.
And write angry
So that
music
could
about
blow
me.
up in your
And it could be my new
face
favorite Fall Out Boy song.
Yeah, dang it.
Boom.
Yes.
Any kind of
Good with
negative
that.
things that get thrown away, it just motivates me. Like, I'm motivated by negativity a lot
Where
of
you think
times.
female Seacrest came from?
Yeah.
You'd make fun of me. I'm
Yeah.
like, fine, I'll use it.
I'm gonna take it. Yeah, heck yeah. But you know,
It's just fuel.
he could though probably use headphones unless he's got an upright piano.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
like a keyboard. It has to be because I can
Yeah.
literally hear it.
I've got extra headphones. You could just bring them. And
Yeah,
I'm
just knock on
gonna
the door
bring
and be
you
like, here.
Apartment, what is it? K like 15 or whatever. I'm gonna bring you some headphones.
Look, just write a really nice letter and be like, hey, I'm stoked about your music career, but you've got.
I mean,
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
the
and
other
we're
thing
trying to
is
sleep.
too is I can't even say that because I barely sleep. So I'm like, I'm just up. I'm
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
like Netflix and working,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, he's playing. I just want to watch Dexter in peace. That's all I want.
Did you see he's got a new show coming out?
No.
The dude from Dexter? It's actually out already. It's on Netflix. And
What's it called?
Safe Place or Safe, I think.
I think he's in.
A British
he's-
dude in this. Yeah. I'm gonna Google this really quick.
I'm
I
gonna
think it's
Google
called
it.
Safe.
I just started watching Dexter because I ran out of all my other Netflix shows. I watched like everything, and I was like,
That's how I am. I just got done with the new season, or newer season of Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, yeah. Check it
what's that?
Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, I haven't had
it's
that
so
yet.
good.
Is it
Gotta
like
watch
funny,
this
scary?
No, it's like a...
mystery.
It's more like... It's like a serious sort of drama, kind of,
Okay.
but there's funny parts. It's
I still
kind
gotta
of
watch that,
very
dude.
violent a lot of times. It's a British TV show.
Okay.
Like, it has, God, I can't remember that guy's name. He played, like, Scarecrow in freaking Dark Knight movie.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what
his
the dude's
name,
name
but
is.
it's a great
Yeah.
show.
I work from
If
home,
you get
so
if
I
you get a
Netflix
chance to,
all
If you
day.
get a chance to check it out, Peaky Blinders, it's a great show.
And then,
The first episode, it takes a little. It's a little slow, but once you get into it and you start seeing stuff, it just
It's
grabs
like
you.
Stranger Things.
Actually, never got into that one.
Really? Did you watch it?
I
I
watched a couple of it, and I was like,
I like kept falling asleep the first 3 episodes, and then I was like, everybody kept saying like, no, get through it, and I
Yeah.
got through it, and then all of a sudden it started picking up because like the first 3 is just like establishing storyline, and then it finally picked up, and I was like, okay.
I guess
makes
that's why I
sense
never,
now.
because I
Yeah.
watched a little bit of the first one, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
But I did watch Sherlock.
I haven't seen that.
Benedict Cumberbatch,
Cumberbatch.
or whatever.
That's such a proper name, dude. Like, just that name alone.
Cumberbatch.
You think that's his real name?
Yeah, it is his real name.
That's a good name.
I mean, I don't know, because then there's other people that don't use their real actual name. They change it
Yeah.
for.
Like Emilio
We're looking at you,
Estevez.
Bill Goldberg.
That wasn't his real name. Emilio Estevez.
Really?
Of
That was
Bombay.
his real name?
What was his actual name?
I don't remember, but he was Charlie Sheen's brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Charlie Sheen his real name?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie
We're going
Sheen's
down a rabbit
his-
hole.
Yeah.
No, they're in Young Guns together, and
Yeah.
if you look close, you can tell.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Mind blown.
I'm a movie guy. I'm such a film
Do you have a
buff.
movie pass?
No,
Oh, you need to get a movie pass. Do you know what that is?
no.
No, I'm confused. What is this? Tell me about it. New age stuff.
Yo, okay, so I got gotten sponsored by this thing called Movie Pass last year. No one knew what it was. This is like in May of last year. I gotten sponsored by it, and I was like, what the heck is this? They send you a card, and in like the card, basically, you have an app on your phone. And you can go to any movie theater that the card is like with, which is like almost any movie theater.
Yeah.
And you go on, you pay $10 a month, and you have this pass. It's like a credit card, and you pay $10 a month. You can see one movie a day.
Yes. So like
As much as you
AMC,
want.
like does AMC do that?
It's Regal. It's like everything, and it's $10 a month,
Exactly.
and you can see as many movies as you want,
Movie
one a
pass,
day.
huh?
Yeah.
I've literally
Can
seen
you get us
movies
sponsored?
I don't even care about. I don't even care about half the movies I see anymore. I just go to see it because I'm like, I'm not paying for it, so
yeah,
I'm
yeah, no
bored.
doubt.
Like I'll be working from like home or whatever, or like, most of my work's on my phone too. I'll go to movies and I'll sit there during the day. Like everybody else is in school or at work, and I'm just sitting there. Like there was one time I brought my laptop and the guy was like, he was like, I mean, there's no rule that you can't do that.
Yeah.
He was like, how do you get Wi-Fi? I'm like, I have a mobile hotspot. And he was like, do your thing.
Yeah,
whatever.
Nicely done. Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
And I was like, this is the best thing ever.
There's like a theater here, and we're really good friends with the manager of it or whatever, so like we could just go in and like I'll bring in like Taco Bell, and I'm just like walking in there going and see like a movie, and my wife, she was my girlfriend at the time, took her out on a date there, and I was like, what do you want to eat? She was like, we'll just get some popcorn. I was like, no, I like this. So I'm like
getting
freaking
everything.
full on. I brought like a bag of shrimp, which is really weird to think about now. We're like peeling
bag
shrimp,
of shrimp.
just chilling out watching.
Oh, it was the peelable shrimp too? It wasn't even already peeled?
It was not
oh
peeled.
my
it
gosh.
was amazingly weird. I don't know.
And that's the moment he knew he loved you, because you let him eat a bag of shrimp, peelable shrimp, in a movie theater.
I'm pretty sure.
And you weren't embarrassed.
Yeah, I don't even know.
And that's when he fell in love with you. Boom, there you go.
There was definitely some sparks flying over the shrimp.
She couldn't get the shrimp off, or peeled the shrimp off or whatever, and then he went in and peeled it for her. Like Lady and the Tramp.
Like I almost don't even know how shrimp work because I don't like seafood. No.
Dude,
No.
I'm not a seafood guy.
I just did like an all-you-can-eat crab legs thing. We were in Florida recently, and
I mean, I've tried it all. Don't get me wrong, I've tried it all.
You don't like crab legs?
I just tried
not my cup of tea.
Oh, what was it? Clams? What is
Like
it when you like oysters? Yeah.
Do you eat it raw?
I think they cooked them, right? I don't know.
I don't know. Was it slimy like a booger, like a snot? Was it just like a snot on the shell? Because that's raw. They do raw oysters.
No, it was like supposed to taste like chicken.
That's what they do around here. You're thinking about like around here.
Like
raw
this is in
stuff.
Florida. We did this in Jacksonville.
Yeah, okay.
For
so they do
music
like
festival.
fried oysters and stuff like that?
If they like steam them, I guess. Steamed?
Those are really good. I like those.
I tried it and I was like, not that big of a fan. The guy was like, here, put it on a cracker, put hot sauce on it. I was like, what is going on? Like, what is this? I lived in Florida all my life,
You
never
gotta
had that.
accessorize with your oyster.
It was not that great. I was like, I don't get why everybody's like having a heart attack about these things. Like, it's fine. I can live my life without it.
Yeah.
I've
Like
almost
the raw
started
oysters
doing
or-
a lot of vegetarian stuff lately. Because meat, like chicken, like I've ate so much bad chicken recently that I'm just like done with chicken.
From where? My whole diet literally is chicken, so now that you're telling me this, it really scares
just
me.
random places. Like I'm picky about my chicken. Like if I bite into something
He's picky
weird,
about his chicken, guys.
if I bite into something weird, I'm just like, nope. Like screw that chicken.
Screw that
But
chicken.
like,
chicken. I'm gonna get a shirt that says that.
Screw that chicken.
Yeah.
You can go sell them in Key West because there's chickens everywhere.
Yes. Make it happen. Just
yeah, I
Chris's
don't know,
face
just-
with his hand like this.
I've just ate it. Like vegetables have satisfied me lately.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a,
That's why you weigh like 2 pounds.
well.
It's true.
He literally is like probably the size of my left thigh. That's like it.
But there's like a lot of like pork stuff that I've been eating, like at Mexican. Like I get this quesadilla al pastor thing without
Sounds
pineapples
fancy.
because it's a little weird
Pineapples
with
are
pineapples.
delicious.
But their pork is just so good. I don't know.
Have you ever been to Bar Taco
Mm-mm.
Where's that at?
in Nashville? Like in Nashville.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
It's-
yes.
So good.
Mhm.
They are like legit the best taco place I've ever been.
I love some tacos though.
Yeah.
So good.
Pound them.
There's a place here, like, I don't know if y'all are probably heading back or whatever, but there's a place called Laredo's, and it's like a home-cooked, like, you know, Moe's and, like,
Oh, I love
Chipotle.
those. Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but it's like a...
As
like
we're
a
talking about this,
It's
my
more
stomach just growled.
authentic.
growled.
It's more
Yeah.
authentic because it's actual, you know, Mexican
it's
people.
so good, and their burritos are...
I mean,
Yeah, well, they're actually cooking Mexican food. It's
yeah,
so good.
it's Mexican people cooking Mexican food. I mean,
Authentic.
Yeah.
Authentic.
it's a little
Yeah,
more authentic than like
meat.
Chipotle. I mean, come
Hey.
on.
Yeah.
Don't hate on the chipotle. Okay?
I mean,
Amazing.
okay, Chipotle was alright.
Except for their queso. You guys messed it up. You had a chance and an opportunity, and it's nasty.
That's what actually made me stop going.
Really?
The queso?
I tasted their queso and I was like, I'm never coming back here
I like
because
Moe's
they
queso
messed
a lot.
queso up that bad.
Moe's everything is good.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can't go wrong
I
with
ate
those.
Moe's for the first time in ever, like a couple months ago, and it was so good.
Is
Yeah.
it weird that, like, whenever they do the little thing on the tortillas, it just starts, like, screeching? I'm like...
You're like, this is it. This is the moment.
Yeah. It's the best day of my life. And it's like, what's
Literally,
happening
as
to
we're
that poor little
talking, my
tortilla?
stomach is growling.
I know, man.
I actually haven't ate today, so.
Okay,
Look,
so
Laredo's.
we're probably getting tacos after this.
Right.
Good to know.
Yes.
Now we know
dude.
what y'all like. Tacos.
Yeah, tacos.
Chelsea, you want tacos?
We've smashed Taco 12 packs on this podcast.
I could
before.
smash a
It's
taco
pretty
12
good.
pack by myself.
From like Taco Bell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't have Taco Bell.
It's the bottom of the
Does
barrel
it
for sure. But
Destroy
it's
your
there.
insides.
anything fast food destroys your insides when you
That's true.
literally have eaten like a grass-fed cow the last
Yeah,
like 3
there
months.
you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that's what
Honestly, I
happens.
try
You
not
gotta-
to eat fast food anymore. It messes me up really
I
bad.
had McDonald's on my like. I was like, it's my birthday, March 31st. Oh my gosh, look at this little bug.
I know, I saw that.
It's a
dude.
ladybug. It's a baby ladybug. You guys can't see that. It's a baby ladybug. Save it. But yeah, for my birthday, we went to McDonald's like the night before my birthday, and I was like, it's my birthday, I could do whatever I want, blah blah blah. Went and had, I also was very intoxicated. Went and had it, and I had one thing. I had like an egg McMuffin. I was so sick for
egg McMuffin?
literally. We were at my birthday dinner, and I left and
my
like
gosh.
got sick, and then came back, and I was fine. And then we went and drank.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just needed to get it out of my system. It
Yeah.
was so bad. Like your body.
That's rough.
The worst food
rejects
poison
everything.
I've ever had in my life was from McDonald's.
Really?
It was whenever they just got the.
Oh.
It was like they got the brand new chicken selects, like right when they
You
came
know
out.
it's horse meat, right?
Really?
That's probably why I got so sick.
Is it really horse meat?
No.
I was gonna say I could
The
stand
chicken
horse,
McNugget. No,
guys.
there was a huge lawsuit because
Yeah.
they were using horse meat at like
What?
when I was younger.
Like there's a surplus of horses and not enough chickens now, and they're just like,
that
let's
just
kill
like
these
makes my
horses.
hell?
stomach hurt.
I just don't, dude.
What are we naming him? Her? Is it a? Oh, it's a lady, so it's gotta be a ladybug.
Margaret.
Margaret. Ew.
Freckles.
Well, that's a lady's name.
Margaret.
That's like a really old.
My friend Liv's name is actually Margaret.
It's like a baby.
Is that even a ladybug?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking of like.
It's
I'm thinking of like.
Like,
It's probably something. Oh god, it's perfect.
it's a ladybug. It's a ladybug.
Oh God.
Wait, I want to see that on a blooper reel.
I
Me
know.
just freaking the f out.
It's got little bitty spots.
That
It's
is
definitely a
weird.
ladybug because its wings just opened up when
What
it
do
did
they
that.
call them? Like,
Come on.
what do they call
No,
them? Like,
it's-
what are freckles called on
Here you
like
go.
women? They call them
It's part of
something
your
else.
tattoo
Beauty
now.
mark.
Oh,
Beauty mark. There you
It's
go.
afraid of it.
oh.
It's running away
It is
from
not
my-
like your hair.
It's blue skin, dude. You got blue skin.
Oh, look.
Oh.
Oh.
It's trying to
It
fly.
literally does not want anything to do with you.
Liv Moss, little guy. It's like running in the opposite direction.
Yes, I have natural repellent.
Go on him.
It's all that chicken you've been eating, dude. Oh
Okay.
my gosh. Well, that's pretty awesome. He's just living the dream right now. Oh no,
where'd
he's
he
back.
go?
He's back
Oh,
on here.
gosh.
Did you know?
So
Random
impressive.
fact. I found out that octopus
How
Or
do you say
octopi.
it?
Octopi.
Okay,
I was gonna
okay.
say,
basically all of them raise themselves
Really?
because after the mother
He does not
lays
believe-
eggs or whatever,
Uh-huh.
she dies like hours after they hatch
Really?
because she stays there and doesn't eat for like 6 months to make sure that the eggs stay safe, and then she dies. And basically all octopus or octopi raise themselves.
That's
Isn't
pretty
that weird?
I didn't know that.
They don't get taught anything their whole lives.
They're
They just
badasses.
hatch and they're going,
And
you
then
know.
they just go with it.
And they're really smart.
Did y'all play?
Oh, I knew that.
Did y'all ever play that HQ? Do you
No,
play
but I want to. Everybody, I think I played it once.
Dude, that's good.
Okay, this
I've-
ladybug needs to figure out its life.
I know.
It will not
I'm
let
so
me
confused.
drop it off.
Live somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
now it's part of your table.
We're pretty sure that that's Ladybug, right?
It has to be. It's got the little wings.
Yeah, I think it is.
I mean, I don't know because it's brown.
I saw the. Maybe it doesn't get orange until later in its life or something.
It's like tiny though. Usually ladybugs are a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
It might
Yeah.
watch. It's gonna be like
Wonder what,
some
like-
kind of
That's
like-
a baby bug.
wood eater or something like
yeah.
that.
Golly, it's bringing the plague. It's bringing the plague, guys.
This is how we die.
Well, it's all right. This cures plague.
Yeah, well, at least
There we
it
go.
cures cataracts. Or
Cures the
cataracts.
spring light thing. Cures cataracts
Mhm.
apparently.
But awesome. So, I'm starving. Are you
I'm
hungry?
starving.
And you're hungry.
Yeah.
Are you hungry? We're all hungry. It's getting really hot in here. So we might wrap this up. But yeah. So what can we expect from you in the next? Do you have any cool announcements going on, or any artists we should look out for?
I mean, Sierra Ray,
Mm-hmm.
badass. She's got a couple of really cool things coming out. Her new
Yeah.
music that she's been doing is my favorite that
Yeah.
she's ever put out.
That's cool.
She's a southern country rock kind of
Yeah.
vibe. She's like the coolest chick you'll
Yeah.
ever meet. She's awesome. April Cry just released her recent single. English, single on everything, so you can get it's called Perfectly Imperfect if you have little girls or whatever. It's we shot the music video literally like a month ago, and it's about to be out in like the next couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Nice. Cotter Hill, which is a country artist that I work with, he just released his EP, and his lead single off of it is Sober Up, which if you're a drinker, I don't know how we went from Radio Disney kind of style to that, but if you're a drinker, Sober Up is a great bar song. He just played Whiskey Jam. He's got a lot of really cool things going on. Sam Herb is more of a country jazz, kind of laid back, you're on the beach kind of vibes kind of guy. He's got this new single called Dirty that was out. And our friend Mark Caldwell, who plays bass for Tyler Farr, produced both of them. Both Dirty and Sober Up, and the whole Sober Up EP. So look out for that. Cool. Follow Mark if you need some producing work. Mark Caldwell is the best. And he's such a great guy. So we got some stuff going on.
Heck yeah.
Everybody's working.
Nice.
Very happy about it. Yep, staying busy.
There you go. And then probably find you somewhere around town.
Yes, all the time. I'm actually going to be at Vinny's thing tonight. So Vinny's got this thing called Overall Attraction, and a couple of my friends. Yep, he wears overalls while it happens.
Pretty class.
And we're going there tonight. A couple of my friends are playing, so.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
So I think that I'm just going to go ahead and say this for the first chick being on our podcast. I think we picked the right one.
Yes, you're definitely pretty awesome. Like,
wait, this is your first?
Yeah, you're the first chick to be on the podcast.
First lady on the podcast.
I'm making moves, guys. Wait, because you guys usually, I read like your bio for your podcast, the Heck Podcast. It was like MMA. I read it to her last night. I was like, why do these guys want to talk to me? MMA. I was like, I don't talk about MMA.
We need like some branding, because like, dude, we're like, honestly, what do we really do? Because we interview everybody. Like, next week we've got a dude that's coming on that, there's a missing persons case that happened in like literally 5 miles down the road from here, and it turned into like a murder, and so there's like a huge case that's going on.
Wow.
And so we're getting like one of the main people that are investigating. He's gonna be on here next week.
Oh,
so
that's
like
sick.
Nothing to do with like.
So this is just like everything.
Yeah,
I love
we're just like, we just want to talk to people and like learn new stuff and meet new people. And
careful, where's the ladybug?
Right there.
Please. You killed him. Freckles. Or whatever his name is, I don't know.
Honestly, when we first started this, like, I mean, it was just an idea that I brought to John, and usually the best way to describe how we work is like, a lot of times I'll have ideas, but he's the guy that's like, he goes out there, he's like, yeah, let's do it. But I like brought up the podcast to him. He was like, all right, we're doing it, and within like a couple weeks we did our first one.
I think it's like a week into it, so we didn't really have a whole lot of like planning before. We were like, I've got a GoPro, let's freaking do it.
Literally, I mean, I started off with just a tripod and a camera that I didn't know how to use. I just knew how to put on video, and I was like, let's just do it.
That's freaking cool.
And we like, my initial idea for this was we wanted to bring light to a lot of the unknown music artists in the scene that might normally not get the spotlight they deserve, because we've been there. And we were gonna call it the Unsung podcast.
Oh, that's cool.
Because to highlight the unsung heroes, But
I like the heck.
But it was
you're
taken.
like, what the heck? Like, why?
I say heck all the time. He says heck all the time, and then I was just like, why don't we just call it Heck Podcast?
That probably took longer for us to come up with a name for it than it were
to actually start
for
it.
us to start it. We were like, dude, the only thing we gotta worry about is
we brainstormed names back and forth for so long because the unsung was
perfect.
taken.
The guy one of the guys I work with keeps telling me to do a podcast, and I'm like, just like so much work. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm good at talking, but like,
the best part about the podcast though is you don't have to really do a lot of editing.
True.
It's pretty straightforward. You just talk, and then
what I will say though is if you don't want to do any editing, just don't tell people that you edit stuff. Just be like, it's all live, we just go for it. Because like the one time we were like, yeah, we can edit some stuff out, we ended up editing out like 5 to 10 things. I was like,
and that cropping and everything.
And you can tell like in a video like this, in a conversation, you can see like it stopped and it cut back, But I don't know.
But I mean, that's the beauty of doing a podcast. You just let it roll and talk about whatever you want.
When also you like forget that it's there. I mean, this is a huge ring light, so I know very well where it's there. But like normally, like you just be, I mean, you have mics and stuff. Like I've done ones before that like I just go on a rant and I'm like, oh crap, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And I'm like, well, forget it. Like, I don't really care. I'm like, I'm like a dude. Like, I don't really care what people think of me. I'm just like, whatever, it is what it is. I am how I am. And
I wish more people live like that though, like, cause I mean, that's how it should be. Like,
I lived a life a lot of being like, oh, I'm worried about what everybody thinks. And like when I moved here, that was when I was like, screw it, I don't care anymore.
I was raised in a very sheltered, you know, Christian strict home. So like, and like I was the oldest of all of the kids, you know, kids and grandkids of my family. So I was like the forerunner of everyone. You know? So whenever I came home with my first tattoo, you know, all dreams were shattered from my family.
How dare you?
So like it took me a long time to get into the like mindset of not caring what people think, because I was taught to, you know, be worried about that stuff your whole life. So.
Well, and like I found like the more you don't care, the more people accept you. The more like, that's why like in the last couple of years I've been just so much more, I'm so much more open on social media and stuff than I was, because like it's gonna come out, it's gonna be talked about, and also it's like therapy for me now. So like I'll go on Insta story and do like a 15-minute rant on something that's stupid, awesome, but then people are like, yeah, I feel you on that, like, and I gained more followers and interaction because I'm on, like with my fitness stuff, like before I'll be like, oh, I would never post like anything like telling people that I was doing that, but now that I'm so open about it, it's like people are going through the same thing, like you're doing the same thing, you're all in this together, so it just makes it a lot easier.
That's another thing we like about doing the podcast. You know, we want to, like, if anybody's going through anything, you know, you're not alone. Like, a lot of this is very positive backing behind all of this. So.
I think it's cool. I mean, like, literally, like, one thing that I've learned with doing this is like, you can talk to anybody. Like, literally, we've had like from musicians, which we're really comfortable with, to like people that were tattoo artists and also politicians, and just so many random different walks of life. And it's like, I don't know.
Have you had somebody that was like super quiet and you had to like rip info out of them?
Oh yeah, we did.
Because that is the worst.
It is. We did like commentating at a fight recently, and because like the MMA stuff pretty heavy in that, and but we did commentating, and before that we actually did interviews with all the fighters, and they did like youth fighting, youth kickboxing. I guess
with kids,
sounds a lot better, but like the interviews with them, they went from the youngest, which is like 7, all the way up to like the oldest. So these youth kickboxing, and we had to interview them, and we were like, "How do you feel about the fight?" Good. Well,
I like turtles.
Yeah, I like turtles. Yeah, pretty much. So
I actually have some, like, whenever they invited us back to do commentating on the next event they're doing, and I have some ideas about how we're gonna do the interviews with the, like, you know, after the face-offs and stuff. They had it set up really weird because it was the first time they did it. So, you know, the first time you do anything, it's probably gonna be a little weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be all messed up.
But I mean, after doing it, I saw what probably needed to be improved, so I'm gonna end up talking to him about it and trying to get it straightened out, but it was really hard.
It was definitely awkward for the first time, that, like, and then too, it was over like a PA system.
The mics weren't even that loud, so and everybody that was watching this was like, "We can't hear you," and we're just like, "Oh my god!"
You're like,
we're trying to put it closer to their face, and they're like, you know.
So, but then like whenever you got into like the older fighters and stuff like that,
they were good.
Right, it's like, I'm gonna tear this dude's face off, and just like really into it. But like the kids were like, I'm good.
And it was the first time we did commentating too, but that was a lot of fun. We were like right there. The cage was like right here. Yeah, we were sitting right here.
Oh my gosh.
It was nuts, but it was awesome.
Crazy. Like,
we love MMA, and so.
Love MMA.
Yeah.
The closest I have to that is my uncle's a wrestler.
Oh, that's cool. Like a wrestler?
Yeah, like his name is MVP Montel Vontavious Porter.
My brother probably knows that.
He's I say my uncle, he's African American. So clearly we are not actually related.
Yeah, if I looked to do that, I'd be like, I don't.
And he's my uncle because it's my mom's best friend's husband. And
cool.
I remember I grew up around the wrestling scene and everything. So he does Impact TNT. Impact Wrestling.
Or whatever.
TNT, I think it is. I don't know.
Something like that.
And then he used to do WME.
Nice.
I think WME is a booking agency in Nashville. That's how much music industry is in my head. WME.
You're bleeding the music.
Bleeding it. Yeah.
Well, well, that's awesome. Well, so we normally like to end it on a positive note. So if you've got something that you could tell, like, I normally like to say this, like, if you could go back and talk to your, like, you in high school? Are you going through some stuff? Like,
Okay.
What would be some positive stuff you would give?
Okay, stop giving a crap about what everybody thinks. The more you be yourself, the better that you'll feel, and the better you feel, the better everybody else around you feels.
Yeah.
Gosh, follow the music, because that was a big thing that took me a while to figure out. I always knew I loved music, but I never knew what to do with it. Tell your mom you love her a lot, because she's put up with your shit since you were 12.
Yeah. Go for everybody.
And let you do everything, and is the only reason that you're able to be here in Nashville by yourself. Like, I've been self-sufficient since I was about 17, and
That's
she's
awesome.
taught me everything. So,
That's so cool.
Yeah, tell your mom you love her, because she taught me everything.
Yeah. Moms out there.
Moms.
Give them
Yeah.
the-
Got a shout out to all
Throwback
the
to
moms,
Mother's
'cause,
Day.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day recently.
was.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, no
shout
joke.
out.
Yep.
I'm definitely a mama's boy myself. I love my mom. So.
Yep. My mom literally raised me. Like, my
Yeah.
mom was the only person I had. It's like my whole life, basically, since I was like 8 or 9, because my dad was out of the picture.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like, I still want to be here. Mom, if you're watching this, which I know you probably are, stalking on Facebook while you're at work, because that's all she does. She, like, will go on Facebook and, like, spam me. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're at damn work. Why are you on Facebook? I was just catching up with you. And I was like, I can't. Like,
Can't
she's
be mad. Can't be mad.
can't be mad at it. But yeah, so she's just awesome.
Yeah,
And
that's so
everything and every person I would ever want to be. She's like
Yeah.
compassionate, badass worker, like has brought her, like a phoenix, has brought herself from like bankruptcy to millionaire, bankruptcy to millionaire, like 3 times over.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
That's awesome.
Isn't that funny? Like, I feel like it comes full circle. Like, whenever you were a teenager, you had problems, like, with your mom, you might have butted heads a lot.
No.
Never?
My mom was the only person I had, so
Oh,
like I
yeah,
knew
well,
like
there you
if
go
I
then.
butt
Yeah,
heads
yeah.
with my mom,
Yeah.
I'm done. Like
Shoot.
Yeah.
Me and my parents, we
I just-
butted heads.
yeah, I remember
hard.
whenever-
But
I
like
was
we
like-
did like teenage things, like you would be like, oh, I don't like her for like 3, like
Yeah, yeah,
maybe a max
Yeah.
of like 2 days. But like I
Yeah.
would never, like that was more when I was younger. I was a daddy's girl, and then all of a sudden it switched, and then I was like,
Yeah.
me and my mom were on the same page. It was
Yeah.
like us against the world. So
That's cool that y'all had that.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I remember like looking like, and especially now being a dad, it's like I see so much of like myself and the girls. And like I was like, whenever I was that age, I did this stuff, and it just
Yeah.
drove my parents crazy.
Yeah.
And now I know why and stuff like that. And so I feel like like especially after you have kids, you'll like realize like how much smarter or wiser, or just more patience that your mom,
Yeah.
your parents had.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it's a lot of patience, especially with my mouth. No.
I was a smart mouth.
Yep, so was I.
was.
There was one time, it was my birthday, and I told my mom, we left Costco, and she had put a cake in the back. This is the one and only time I've ever back-mouthed her. And after that, I was 16,
Oh yeah.
and it was my, like, it was my, like, middle school graduation party, because I was, like, 16. Middle school? No, it was, like, 14 then. Middle school graduation party at one of my houses I was at, and I remember I said something. I told her before we left that the cake was gonna fall. The cake fell. And I said, as we opened up the trunk, I said, I told you the cake was gonna fall, and she went, bah! Right across my face, and I went, yeah, I'm never, ever gonna ever
That
speak
happened
again.
to me multiple times because I never learned.
Yeah,
I
but
got
then
smacked in the face
Mom
so
had
much.
to
I told her, I was like, if you never did that, I would have been such a little brat. Like, I was a brat because I was a teenage girl,
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, I know everything,
Yeah.
whatever.
I think the moment that it changed
just
for
had to
me,
keep the hands strong, man.
the moment that
Keep
it
the
changed for
hands
me
strong.
was I back talked to my mom one time as we were walking out the door to go somewhere, and she had this purse that was just massive.
had
Like
bricks
I'm
in it
talking,
and
it was
stuff.
probably
Hit
like
you with it?
15 or 15 pounds or so.
Took you to the
She
ground,
was walking out the door, and I said something, and she just swung around like this. It was like a backhand, and the purse was like, and like I remember falling down against the couch and like sitting there, and I had my eyes open, but it was black.
Oh my
But
god.
my eyes were open, and I was like,
She went like Zangief from
Oh my
Street
God.
Fighter.
and I could finally see it again, and I was like,
you almost knocked me out.
Like, you damn deserved it.
but after
She should
that,
talk back
I'm
to your
pretty
mother.
sure my back talking was a lot less.
It's
Yep.
definitely better.
Chase one. Chase
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, that was the one good one.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah, dude. Purse to the head, to the ground.
Yep.
Beautiful.
I mean, seriously,
So
I
that was a
couldn't
good note to
see.
leave this off on.
Yeah, heck yeah. Chris got knocked out by his mom.
Beat the crap out of your kids.
Do
No,
not spare the rod. Within reason.
Yeah, yeah. Or carry bricks in your purse. It's
Yeah.
good deterrent.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why women carry such big purses.
It must be. Anybody who tries to attack my mom, that backhand's coming. With the purse in hand.
Nice. Well, heck yeah. So we're going to go get some food now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Food.
Well, thank you so much for
No
coming
problem.
on the podcast.
Thank you guys for having
It's been
me.
awesome.
Yes, it's been so awesome.
So much fun.
For real.
Yes. All right.
And are we out?